Howdy, howdy!
Hello, hello.
And welcome to But It Was Aliens, the paranormal comedy podcast where we probe activity of the paranormal variety to decide for the questionable benefit of humanity whether that activity really was paranormal. Woo! My name is Mr. Kevin John, and alongside me with no idea what we'll be covering today is Mr. Granville Moonwalker.
Granny Moonwalker.
He knows his own name. Today,
Who am I?
we are going to be covering a case in the Valensole area of the Alpes de Haute province in France. We won't be doing our award-losing accents, will we, Mr. Moonwalker?
No.
No. Oh dear. Maurice Masse.
Did you know
No.
that my name is French?
First name or surname?
First name.
No.
Granville. Big town.
Maurice Masse was a 41-year-old farmer. Farmers, as we very well know on this podcast, are some of our most reliable witnesses as to extraterrestrial activity. They are honourable and trustworthy.
Of the highest variety.
Maurice was no exception. Maurice had also been a World War II resistance fighter. This man was hard-working, no-nonsense, and tough. Maurice was following his morning routine, smoking a cigarette before he started the proper farm work at 5:45 in the morning. This was July the 1st, 1965, so it was fairly warm already. Maurice puffed away when something caught his eye above. Maurice looked up, but whatever it was gone, so it was probably just a bird. Only it wasn't just a bird, because something popped out of the sky and darted towards Maurice's lavender field only 200 foot away from Maurice. Maurice assumed that it was a helicopter making an unauthorized, potentially emergency landing. It was an unauthorized landing, all right.
Is
Not
this
to give anything away.
picture of Maurice here, I take it?
Wee wee.
In his striped shirt.
Very stereotypical.
Yep. His
I didn't even think about that, but absolutely.
flat cap.
Yeah.
His trouser braces around his shoulders and a cigarette in hand. Very stereotypically French.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice was part of the resistance.
La Resistance. Yes.
Was he front lines resistance?
Yeah.
Or
Was there any other type?
was he the type to say that they were part of the resistance, but all they did was hand out flyers
No.
trying to recruit?
This
the
was a
resistance?
hard-working farmer man.
Or was his part in the resistance
To
feeding the actual fighters?
No.
So he got his hands dirty with guns and blood.
He may have. People don't
what-
want to speak about their
What
past
pray
in the wars.
tell may he have done if he didn't do that?
He may have cooked, but he didn't, because he was on the front lines.
So he kept them fed.
He didn't like to talk about what he did because it was upsetting.
Okay. So Chef Maurice.
Would being a chef
Sous
upset
chef.
you?
No.
There you go.
Love to be a chef.
Yes, chef.
Sous Chef Maurice.
Yes, cousin.
Great show.
Maurice was pissed. How very dare someone land on his land? This wasn't the first time someone had dared land
On Maurice's land.
on Maurice's land after all, and Maurice was not just gonna stand by and take it.
He cooked them a steak.
As Maurice walked towards the object, annoyed that someone dared to land on his land without permission, he quickly realised that this was no chopper that had dared to land on his land. It was an oval-shaped craft, like a metallic rugby ball sitting on 4 legs, having dared to land on his land. The craft was about 7 metres long by Maurice's estimate, and a slight low hum was emanating from the craft. Maurice was close enough to realise that there wasn't just a craft in front of him that had dared to land on his land. There was something else.
So, hold on.
I'm holding.
At this point, was only the craft in front of him?
There was something else.
A spatula? A ladle? A baguette?
He was in the resistance. He wasn't just a freaking chef, all right?
Le potatoes?
Le shadab?
Was there a petite alien?
Well, maybe.
Stood in front of him? Or was it the fact that this wasn't just a craft, it was a alien craft? Was that the whole realization?
Le garçon, mes amis. Ooh. Something.
You need to play Expedition 33, by the way.
Do I?
Yes.
I'm only now getting around to downloading games from 2 or 3 years ago.
Put them on hold. Yeah, so was the realization that this was something extraterrestrial or not just a vehicle but something else? Like a vehicle that changed into something like a transformer.
Shall
like
we find out?
Optimus Prime. Up to me.
No French accents whatsoever throughout the episode. Oh no. Just to add context here, in our school we were made to study French, and they would have videotapes that you would listen to as part of the lessons, and all of the voices would be like, hello.
Yeah, it was so
all
bad.
of the male voices sounded like that without exaggeration. Hello. I have come to order a pizza.
I remember getting chucked out of top group French.
Yeah. I remember you getting chucked out of top group French.
It wasn't my lack of French. I think it was me and Guru in Dictionary Corner.
If anything, you could argue it as having too many words.
Bondi!
In front of the craft were 2 figures. The figures were probably close to 4 foot in height, were of a tanned skin tone, and were wearing grey or green jumpsuits. It was difficult to tell with the morning sun. What was clear was that the clothes were tight. So tight that you could really see if one of these folks was pitching a tent. The heads were bald and somewhat massive, and they had long, pointy chins. The eyes, too, were large, and these figures were grunting like that gimp we covered on New Year's Eve that time. Maurice may have still been slightly pissed that the figures dared to land on his land, because Maurice's next move was to approach the figures.
Zero fear. I hope he had his chef's knife.
He'd been
Carving knife.
La Resistance, remember? He'd seen things. He knew how to handle himself.
This is the first time that we've heard of the grey or green being jumpsuits rather than
skin tone.
Skin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is almost like people are trying to play Alien because it said they had a
Or-
tanned skin tone.
Have people been too panicky in the past and misperceived what they're looking at as jumpsuits? Misperceived them as their skin, rather, because they're tight jumpsuits.
So what you're saying is
They're all
because
in
Marie
jumpsuits.
was a sous chef in the Resistance, he has
It's not exactly what I'm saying.
more.
No.
He's more calm than others.
I'm
takes
saying
in
as
the
an
details.
experienced battler of many a battle,
Many
Maurice. Maurice didn't play no shit. That's what I'm saying. Do you remember that episode you did where you covered like 4 different aliens in jumpsuits?
No, don't remember anything. Where am I? Who am I? Vaguely.
Can you tell me about it then? Because I can't really remember. I was going to query what colour the aliens were, because they were all wearing blue or green jumpsuits, weren't they?
I've probably covered 4 or 5 where they've
Mhm.
got jumpsuits on, but
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever. It's always been blue or silver
Silver.
rather
But then
than
if it was dark, easy
grey
to
or green.
misperceive. One of the creatures, and let's just call a spade here, these things were not human with heads like that, so one of the aliens, upon Maurice's approach, whipped out a pencil, or what
Right.
appeared to be a pencil,
wrote down his order.
definitely wasn't just a pencil, hush you, because using the pencil, the alien basically zapped Maurice. Maurice froze, unable to move at all. Paralysis pen. I would love to have me one of these. I'd point it at toilets as people shit so they were stuck cranking one out swinging in the wind, but unable to finish the job. Just dangling. Think about that. Maurice felt a heat wave come over him and may have passed out for a period. The figures, aliens, fiddled with some of the plants around the craft before quickly pegging it back to their craft, and within seconds, the craft was gone. Maurice could see and hear this commotion, so was conscious at this point, but was stuck in the same spot for about 20 minutes before his mobility came back. When Maurice came to physically, he ran to the spot and found that there was a dent in the ground, leg depressions, and a moist area that quickly hardened like concrete as Maurice checked on it later. Not only that, but the plant life around the area quickly started decaying.
The paralysis pen.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the fun part. How does it work in terms of, are you paralyzed and can see and hear and notice everything going on around you, or are you kind of frozen and have no consciousness?
I think because he was aware of what was going on, you must be frozen, your muscles must be locked up basically, but you're still breathing and aware, just can't move at all.
I mean, unless you're going to be a dick,
I am.
there's no way that this... that's a lie. I can't say it doesn't come in handy, but it's not a case like you can really gaslight people into believing things. Like, because if I used it on you right now and then just rearranged your room and then just walked
I'd still
out,
be here.
you'd still be
Yeah.
conscious and know that I've done it.
Mhm.
You just wouldn't be able to stop it.
Unless you zapped me from behind
I'm not zapping
in
you
a
from
different
behind
area,
in any area.
I'm probably going to know it as you.
You dirty Grinch.
Grinch. Where'd you pluck that one out from?
So if you would have just walked in here one day and everything was rearranged, you would just assume it was me anyway.
Yeah,
Don't blame me.
I would.
Probably would be.
100%.
Probably would
Because
be.
my partner would not dare to.
Ooh.
Not like that. She doesn't even clean this room. She'll do all the housework and will leave this one room because she sees it as my space and doesn't want to mess with anything.
Okay.
That's a her thing, not a me thing. I wouldn't mind.
I see
In
this.
fact, I'd encourage it.
I see this as your space and want to mess with everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Different relationships. The greenery did indeed all die around the area the craft had been, and so Maurice eventually called in some experts. Maurice didn't want to be seen as a madman at first, so sat on his experience, but told his dad a few days later, who encouraged Maurice to tell some authorities. The news did the rounds, and scientific analysis subsequently found that the area of the landing had an unusually high level of calcium compared to the surrounding area. Something had clearly been there. There were landing depressions in the soil, and rows of crops stopped growing around the landing zone before picking back up a few feet later. This land remained barren for years. Scientific analysis then moved on to Maurice himself. Locals were asked about the farmer, and the results were consistent. It was unanimous that Maurice was a good dude, honourable and trustworthy, if you will, just as I told you earlier. Maurice was a sincere man of good character.
Good chef.
This case is therefore legitimately considered one of the most reliable alien encounters ever, because we have a genuine, hard-working, good dude, and scientific analysis corroborated the events. This case is around the top incredible French ufology. When I say scientific analysis, I'm not just talking the soil calcium levels. The decaying plant life was also analysed. The lavender also had high calcium levels. You did not see that coming.
So you have included a picture here
Of the landing zone, so you can see the rows of crops and then the depression in the middle where nothing will grow, where the oval landed.
Now,
all the lines interrupted.
We spoke on a previous case
We may
recently.
have. Yes.
About people digging a hole and what was to be placed in the hole.
Yes.
Has he buried someone here and then used a different type of soil to fill in?
That would be
hole?
A bloody risky thing to do,
So,
then calling attention to analyse said hole.
But then you're calling attention to it so that people don't automatically assume that, because if they go looking for this body and then they see a patch where things aren't growing,
they're scooping out soil samples, poking and prodding it. That would be real silly.
Could be a deep hole.
He went real deep.
And then he's covered it with either some other type of soil or something that gives such an odd readout that they assume he was telling the truth about the UFO and the craft, and they don't even bat an eyelid to the fact that he could have a body or something under there.
So you think Maurice is a murderer, potentially?
Yes. He's good with knives.
Where did you get that from?
He's a sous chef.
No, he's not. You made that up.
He's a chef in the Resistance.
He's a hardened
sous chef
veteran. Maurice didn't want to be a laughing stock, and
He loves a good stock, though.
It turns out, due to his general belief that this was bonkers, he publicly left out a key detail or two. During the paralysis, the aliens had spoken to Maurice. Maurice didn't tell anyone what they said by most accounts I read, but Maurice's wife shared that Maurice saw it as a spiritual experience and wanted to keep the landing site in the family forevermore. Maurice also didn't want any fuss.
His lover's under there.
It's worth noting that journalists and researchers were all over Maurice for a time, with his story having quickly spread across Valensole due to the madness of the events, and Maurice remained a consistent and credible witness. Maurice, a serious chap. Never particularly liked talking about the events, but it was obviously all people wanted to speak to him about, and Maurice never added to or changed his story.
Smart man. You change or add to it, they'll have more questions. They'll come and find that body.
we have mentioned that he had a wife.
Yeah. His side piece.
There's no evidence to suggest he had a side piece.
It was, I can't remember. It was, his side piece was the fucking pot cleaner.
It does not work in a damn restaurant.
Not anymore.
He did not. He's a farmer.
It used to be a resistance fighter. A sous chef in the resistance. Only Maurice knew how to work the crops that were there to be turned to food. Went from sous chef to main chef. And the main chef got soused at war. That chef was the real resistance fighter.
In addition to scientists and journalists, this one was taken seriously enough to be investigated by the gendarmerie, the French military. I love that on a case like this, I can name drop and call in official evidence. The investigation was led by Chief Warrant Officer Julien Gavier and Gendemy André Vernet, who investigated the landing site and themselves interviewed Maurice on several occasions.
I have a quick question.
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt right in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
But the name of the French military and the name of that person are very, very similar. Mm-hmm. Is that a coincidence, or is the French military like named after their great grandpappy or something?
No, that's just a military officer. That's like his position.
So it's like someone how in...
I think he's a gendarme of the gendarmerie.
It's like...
So you're like an army man in the army.
Like...
Paul. Yeah, it's like Paul. The land was found to no longer be pliable. Something had toppled the soil, and it actually took 10 years to grow lavender there again. Oh, Paul.
Oh, my brain couldn't get the next part of my sentence out.
Maurice was noted to exhibit symptoms of shock and was determined to be credible. Maurice was also found to struggle to stay awake longer than 4 hours after the event, which was unusual that he'd been such an active and hard-working farmer before. Sadly, it was not possible to track down the craft, but it doesn't appear that anyone thought Maurice was lying. Or Paul.
Well, he's just been in the resistance. He's been in a war.
Exactly.
He's had to feed so many people. No wonder he's struggling to stay awake.
No, he has not. He had to fight.
Like Paul.
He had to fight.
He fought sleep.
He did after this. Well, you couldn't. He tried.
What year was this?
Wasn't it 69? I thought I did say.
What, 1869? 1969?
19, after the war.
When were Dauphinoise potatoes a thing?
Before then.
You sure?
65, not 69, sorry.
Okay. Wonder if there's a dish named after Paul.
What? I feel like your brain is just broken.
It is. Well, because he said he didn't want to be ridiculed.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept his story and he wanted to be taken seriously. He didn't want people to think he was lying and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So after all those years, was he willingly looking for interviews, or were people just coming up to him trying to...
So he wasn't looking for people to talk to. People would try and track him down every now and then, but he'd told his account when pressed sort of not long after the time.
Okay.
And that's mainly what people had to go on, and obviously what he'd told his wife, because he didn't really like to talk about it himself. And that is all the events. We are left with probably two possibilities here. Either this happened, or Maurice, who passed away on May the 14th, 2004, somehow hallucinated. Maurice was generally of good health and worked a physical job, but we have covered once or twice on farms that powerful chemicals could lead to reactions in the mind. It's a long shot, but not impossible. To reiterate though, Maurice seemed fine with no evidence of any chemical harm. If it was aliens, what did they want? They didn't show an interest in Maurice, and the craft seemed fine taking back off, so it's likely they either wanted something on the land or something beneath the surface, rather than having made a crash landing. Maybe the calcium was some sort of mineral deposit beneath the surface, and this was why a hole was left. There's the small possibility too that this may be a hoax, or more specifically, that Maurice was in a liars club. What better cover than to be a renowned serious farmer? Note I said farmer, not chef. Maurice never tried to make money from the event, but it's worth noting that calcium levels can be increased by the use of some fertilisers. Maybe all the local farmers were one-upping each other over a few beers. There is zero evidence of that, but we all know I love to mention a liars club. Before we summarise, I do also just quickly want to show you a visual mock-up of the aliens Mr. Moonwalker, which we'll post to our socials at But It Was Aliens.
So imagine, if you will, a round circle with a very rudimentary
blowhole
picture of the bull from the Chicago Bulls. And by rudimentary, I literally mean face to horns. And again, by rudimentary, I mean one line. That is the eyebrows and nose connected with two little eyes and, like Greybeard mentioned, a blowhole for a mouth. That's a very interesting picture there. Mm-hmm. I'd expect nothing more from a chef.
Farmer.
You mentioned the fertilizer they were using.
Mm-hmm.
What if he just happened to get a really bad batch, or one of the other local farmers gave him a bad batch?
An off batch. It got him off his tits, he hallucinated, and it led to high calcium levels.
I just meant the ground is ruined because of the bad batch.
Oh, okay. Then...
and the calcium levels. But he might have just been drunk and thought he saw something. Or he was like, I know how I'm going to turn this around. So he claimed that where that fertilizer was, something happened.
Mm.
And then if someone came out and said he was lying, then he knows who gave him the bad batch of soil.
Mm-hmm.
Or who tried to screw his farm. Chefs can't get by without produce.
Farmer.
I'm a chef.
In summary, we've covered the case of an oval object landing on Valensole farmer Maurice Masse's land during July 1965. Maurice approached the craft and was greeted by two aliens with massive heads who stunned Maurice with some kind of pencil-shaped device, paralysing him before they quickly got back in the craft and flew away at crazy speed. Maurice was known to be serious and a reliable guy. Meanwhile, scientific analysis showed high levels of calcium and hard soil at the landing site, as well as dead plant life. The French military investigated. We wondered whether this was a true event, whether Maurice hallucinated, or whether this was a hoax. Mr. Moonwalker, are you ready to conclude for the probers?
Do you have no more information?
None at all. Absolutely nothing.
So you're not going to tell me what he really done in the resistance?
No, I'm not.
Then he's a chef.
He wasn't a chef. You've got an alien site in here and all you care about is whether he was a chef.
I don't care about whether he was or not. He was. Chef Maurice.
I'd argue that you really care about it.
He's had a mare here. I don't believe that this is true,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of don't understand what there is to gain by making it up. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the real sticker here, isn't it? Because he wasn't interested in anything about it, and he doesn't really gain anything from it. If you Google like top 10 French UFO cases or top 10 French aliens, this inevitably is usually in the top 2 or 3. It's a really, really sort of high equivalent to like your Roswells and all that kind of jazz, your Rendleshams.
Is there anyone that could have been trying to play a prank on him? Did he have enemies?
How did they paralyse him?
That's a good point. Stun gun?
Did he get a stun gun in his butt? Because the fact he saw the aliens
Was
in
he
front
really
of him...
paralysed? Was he paralysed by fear? He left out things
After
of
they
people talking to him.
pointed-
What if he was literally just paralysed and shat his pants? And then he didn't want to say that he shat his pants, so he just said I was paralysed.
You're talking about a legitimate war veteran here,
A sous chef in Resistance.
not a chef.
Until you prove to me otherwise, he's a sous chef.
How could I possibly prove that to you?
Shat
I've told you
himself.
that he wasn't.
You need to show me him fighting in the war.
I couldn't show you anyone fighting in the war.
Then he was a sous chef. He was fixing dinners for the real warriors.
So are you saying that it was aliens, and why do you hate Maurice?
I don't hate Maurice.
For the real warriors? Now you're saying he wasn't a real warrior.
He wasn't. He was a sous chef. And it's not to say that the sous chef's job isn't important, but come on, you can't say that you're in the Resistance and make out that you were a big deal when you
He
just
didn't make out anything.
make sandwiches.
He didn't even talk about it further than confirming that he was.
There you go.
He'd seen things.
He confirmed that he was. Real people in the Resistance don't say they were in the Resistance.
How many people do you know from the Resistance?
None. Precisely. So?
So what are you saying?
This sous chef is making it up. I think there might have been 2 people on his land, probably playing a hoax or something like that, and he shat himself. If he's a sous chef in... I don't know, let me stop with this sous chef stuff. If he was in the Resistance...
I feel like you've gone past the
And-
point of no return.
these people landed on his property and they dared to land on his land. What sort of person from the Resistance doesn't have any form of weaponry to go out with?
Well, he was paralysed, so he can never get there.
But he approached them. So to
Maybe
approach
he
them,
had his piece on
he
him
wasn't paralysed. But there's no mention of his piece.
because he got paralysed and couldn't use it.
Dropped his spatula.
He couldn't whip it out.
It's already out. It's a spatula. It's on the floor.
You're adding details.
I bet if
you're
we-
like AI.
If we dig this hole, we're going to find a spatula.
So you're saying that it was aliens? He was a sous chef who dropped his spatula, but it was aliens.
No, it's a hoax. He shit himself.
To what?
That's why he was paralysed.
Because he shit himself. He didn't want to move.
He doesn't.
Squelch it in.
He doesn't want to admit that he shat himself.
I feel like you've developed some sort of problem with Maurice. He's done nothing. He fought for his country. He's no longer with us.
He didn't fight though, did he? He fed.
I'm sorry to Maurice's family.
If he really did fight in the Resistance, then fair enough. But what you've given me is a sous chef.
Everyone in the Resistance fought by the very nature of it being the Resistance.
Not on the front lines.
France was invaded and captured by Germany, wasn't it?
But if you were... I'm not saying that his role as a sous chef wasn't important. It was probably very important to keep the Resistance fed. But that's like saying... Paul...
It's just like saying Paul. That's all you've got. Right.
It's like if you're part of, let's say you're part of Arsenal Football Club,
Right.
but your job is to bring Mikel Arteta
Right. I hear
bottles
you.
of Lucasade,
I hear you.
whilst everyone else, he's doing the tactics.
I hear you. I can see
everyone
where
else
you're
is
going.
out on the pitch.
But
And then
they
win and you go, well, I'm in the football club. You are, but you're not.
The problem here is you're making the assumption that
I'm going off of what you've given me.
I've never once
You've
said
given me
Maurice
straight
was a
facts.
chef.
That Maurice was a chef.
I didn't once say that.
You did. Go right back to the start.
At one point, I said he could have been, but then I said actually he wasn't.
You never said actually he wasn't.
And you'd already come up with the idea and ran with it before then. You'd made up your mind.
Didn't run anywhere. I'm sat down. He's a sous chef.
I'm concluding. Shut up. It's hard when someone seems so genuine to everyone but Mr. Moonwalker, but the evidence is kind of half there on this one. It's just not quite as detailed as it needs to be. I've got no reason to doubt Maurice other than his career credentials apparently, but my BS sense is tingling a bit here. The dirt analysis doesn't give us anything that can't be explained with standard farm practice.
But it gives you potatoes.
Splintered on whether this one was a little lie for fun or whether Maurice fainted for whatever reason and really believed that this happened. I'm not saying that it was aliens. I'm also not saying that he was a sous chef.
I'm saying he was a sous chef in the Resistance. But I'm also saying it was aliens. I'm really not. I just want to see your face when I said it.
Confusion. Pure confusion. I was trying to piece together in my mind how you'd got there.
No.
What part of my balls you were trying to jingle.
This is not aliens. And, Maurice, happy cooking in the sky.
That's a wrap for today. Thank you for listening to But It Was Aliens. If you're interested in supporting the show, I may or may not be able to offer you the services of Mr. Moonwalker, so if you head on over to a dark corner of the internet located at patreon.com/But It Was Aliens, you can become a patron of the show for less than a cup of coffee. There, each month we release bonus episodes we call Side Probes, which delve into the darkest, dirtiest, dankest or otherwise non-extraterrestrial activity we can find. If you're curious as to what services Mr. Moonwalker may or may not be able to provide, you can hit me up on the application formerly known as the Twitter @ButItWasAliens or Threads or Blue Sky. You could also say hello on Facebook, where connected to But It Was Aliens is a secretly public private group called Extraterrestrial Towers. Being a member of Extraterrestrial Towers grants you protection from the aliens when they invade. Sure, it may not protect you from the aliens' pencil dicks, and your duty may require you to confront any such invaders whilst we hide, but you will be safe. Allegedly. Truthfully. That is it for this episode, so until next time, are fire trucks actually water trucks? The truth is up there. #proper. He was a farmer.
On the part of the services that I may or may not provide.
Aye.
I love to cook, but I'm not a sous chef, unlike Maurice.
Really? Did you need to add that?
Yes.
I was just about to hit the stop button.
You can still hit the stop button. He was a sous chef.
Farmer.
Sous chef. Sous chef.
You know I'm just going to stop it and then when you're gone, record and say farmer.
Sous chef. Sous chef. Sous chef. Sous chef.
Farmer.
Sous chef.
Farmer.